Hello folks, and welcome to a video that I really don't want to make. That usually makes a bit of a change for me because one of the things I do enjoy most about what I do is making videos and showing people what I'm doing and the stuff that I'm working on, and just kind of generally sharing the mad projects. Behind me on the bench you will see a Tesla small drive unit. This is a front drive unit that I've been doing some work and investigations on, as you will probably see from some of the test gear. Give you guys a little bit of background just in case people aren't familiar. For about a year now I have been involved in designing control boards for various pieces of Tesla and some other hardware, mostly the Tesla drive units and the Gen 2 charger. Recently, and if I can not let this fall on the floor, there it goes, we have a new design coming on stream soon that will be running the Gen 3 charger. I've got a little cardboard mock-up of the PCB there that I've been using for sizing, fitting inside the enclosure. So that'll be coming along soon. I was hoping to be able to make a video, with this, but instead, a bit of a situation has developed over, I guess, the last few days in particular. Has been kind of going on over the last few weeks in a more general sense. Now, again, for those of you that haven't followed the progress, all the designs for these boards are entirely open source, both in hardware, software, design files, all that kind of thing. I sell a variety of these myself, everything from built and tested boards to just bare PCBs so that people can build their own, and I try to give, I guess, something that suits everybody's pocket. And just to again say, they are the only open source way to run any of the Tesla drive units or the Gen 2 charger. They're not the only way to run them. There are proprietary systems available from other sources, and I don't bash other people's work. Other people do bash mine, but that's not the kind of person that I am. So yeah, each has its own advantages and disadvantages, and it's up to the customer to make a decision. If I am a bit off color today, and I know that I certainly am, it's that I'm pretty upset. So apologies if I ramble on and go off on tangents and all kinds of nonsense, more than I would usually do. Anyway, cut to the chase a little bit. This is the small, as I call it, the small drive unit logic board. And like all the drive unit boards, it's based on the work of Johannes Hubner. So his software and a lot of his circuit design goes into these cards also. This very same board can be used in both the front drive unit, like the one I have here on the bench, or what they call the small rear drive unit. So, getting from the general to the particular. A couple of months ago I had two individuals contact me wanting to purchase small drive unit logic boards. I'm not going to give any names or any, only just barest information necessary to basically make this understandable. If the people involved wish to again identify themselves, that's entirely up to them. I'm not in the habit of making drama or stuff like that. I really don't care for it. There's enough of the truth about videos on YouTube, so I'm not going to be making those. So yeah, two individuals contacted me from separate parts of Europe, and both of them involved in motorsport. Let's call them Team A and Team B. Now, as part of the small drive unit, kind of built, tested, premium package that I sell, obviously I support people actively that purchase that kind of a full price built card. And part of that for the small drive unit is I offer to fit the Tesla current sensors to them because it's a particularly finicky type of a job. One of them, Team B, wanted me to do that, but Team A said, no, we don't need that, we can just fit them ourselves. So that's cool. Shipped them all off, and that was about it. I can't remember specifically because this was during the summer when my health was, not the best. I was having a lot of problems with my heart. That would, culminate at the end of July with the need for, not emergency surgery, but rather urgent, let's put it that way. So probably about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks after the heart operation, which would put it around the middle of August, I was contacted by, it was Team A that contacted me first, and they had a rather serious problem. And the serious problem was that using one of my drive unit boards, they had managed to blow up the inverters of, I think, either 3 or 4 drive units. I can't remember the specifics, but more than 1 or 2 anyway. So I'll never forget that day that I was on the phone to them because I was actually shaking. I was that upset. I was just literally shaking. My voice, my body, I was just really, I don't know what to say. I was I was pretty much screwed up. Because, if there's one thing that I would never want, would be for something that I do to negatively impact others. It's just not the kind of thing that I want to do, right? So I jumped straight in there and I said to them, well, okay, financially the best thing that I can do for you is give you a refund on the purchase price of the board, but I can also do everything that I can to assist you. The guys were really great. I have to say now, this was not a kind of a typical kind of a thing whereby, God damn it, you're after blowing up 4 of our drive units, we want compensation for this, we're going to sue you, all these kind of nightmare type things that go through your head. It wasn't like that. The guys just wanted to know why, they wanted to get to the bottom of it, and solve the problem. So I started working with them. Very talented guys. And when I say that, like, I mean, you know, from a electronics, software, motor control stuff, you know, these guys are just way beyond what I can do. And I was, you know, I was just really happy because like one guy that I was particularly dealing with said, oh yeah, you know, like we're going to modify the software, we're going to test it, and then we're going to feed that, you know, back into the community, back into GitHub, all that. And I'm like, Jesus, like, wow, okay, that is fantastic. And that, to me, is one of the finest elements of open source collaboration. So while this was going on with Team A, Team B contacted me, and Team B had the exact same problem, whereas I think they had blown up a few more drive units than Team A. I think Team A had, as I said, blown up 3 or 4. I think Team B might have even gotten as far as 6 of them. And, you know, so I'm like, I'm here at this point, and I'm thinking, wow, you know, I've probably killed more Tesla drive units in a few short weeks than, you know, than all the crashed vehicles in an entire year. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm feeling shit. Okay, and you know, I'm I'm not a happy bunny here. But it was the exact same from the Team B guys. You know, they just wanted to get to the bottom of it. You know, wanted to support the development of this stuff. Wanted to support me. I mean, which is just, you know, wow. You can't buy that, guys, right? So yeah. So I started working with them, and so basically now I'm working with Team A and Team B to solve this particular issue. And I'm trying to, you know, say, okay, let's work together and make this thing happen. So within literally a few days, the Team A guys came back to me, and they were looking for some support around compiling the software. Johannes was still away on holidays at this point, and they were just having problems getting some library files and stuff like that. So I do have a bit of that stuff. I've never really played with the software other than just maybe looking through it when I'm bored. So I had library files and things like that, and I was able to share them with the guys from Team A, and you know, they were then able to start compiling changes to the software, and everything's going great. A few days after that, the Team A guy sends me a video clip on the phone there of their car, basically just going like the clappers. It's fantastic, and I'm like, you know, wow. Thinking, you know, that's great. And the guy said, yeah, he said, I'm going to clean up the code a bit and then upload that to the GitHub. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be in a fairly happy position that I'm going to be able to sit in front of the camera here. I'm going to be able to say, right, well, you know, we had a problem. This was the problem. We worked together, found a solution, and here's the solution for you. So obviously for not only Team A and Team B, but from my perspective with the customers that have, you know, purchased these boards from me, or indeed people that haven't even purchased them from me but have just gone off and made them for themselves. You know, everyone's a winner, right? Now, as I mentioned earlier, Uh, Team A and Team B are involved in motorsport, and as you know, most people know, it's an incredibly competitive arena, and you know, like nobody obviously wants to share secrets. So, a couple days ago, I contacted the Team A guys to say, you know, how are we getting on with the software? You know, are you still intending to make that available, or you know, just you know, what's going on, kind of thing. So, and somebody, or maybe they collectively took the decision within Team A, or for you know, their own reasons and you know, commercial sensitivity, all that kind of thing. They basically decided that they wouldn't share the software and you know, whatever modifications, be they hardware, software, combination of the two, that they had made to the board, for reasons that they saw that Team B would be in competition with them, and you know, obviously they had invested time, money, effort, all that into improving on this design to the point that their car worked quite well for them. So, okay, while I might not like that, I've got to abide by it, and I understand that you know, they've got to look after their own business. And I'm not, like, the purpose of this video is not to lay blame anywhere. If there's blame here, it's at my doorstep for not having had a vehicle with one of these drive units in it running, basically. So that's where things sat about 3 or 4 days ago. So that leaves that the unintended consequence of Team A not wishing to share the modifications that they've made is that there's now Team B on one hand, and myself and the people that have relied upon me to, you know, provide them with a working, tested solution for their small drive units, you know, at a severe disadvantage, to put it quite mildly. Now, the responsibility to solve this problem now lies firmly with me. Now, the good news is that we have a solution in progress as of the making of this video. I could have decided to wait another 5-7 days before, you know, making this video, and I'd like to think that in that particular time frame we'll have a, you know, a nice third part to this whereby we have a solution. But by the same token, I don't want any stories, rumours, any of that kind of thing floating around out there. I just want the facts, and that's the purpose of making this video, is just to inform people, not to, as I say, lay blame anywhere except at my own doorstep. Now, as of a few days ago, Team B, Johannes and myself have started heavily investigating what's been going on. I've been looking here as much as I can with a benchtop system. I don't even have drive shaft ends to put in this, so I can only run it at low speeds because it just chucks oil out of the drive shaft hole there. But I have some drive shaft ends on the way. so I'll hopefully have those early next week, and we can do some high-speed runs here on the bench. The good news is that I can regenerate the problem here under a safe kind of a working condition, that it doesn't blow up the transistors within the inverter. There will be, by the way, a fully technical video coming. I'm not going to cover the technical part here. This is the kind of broader story part that we're going to cover today. There will be a technical video on this where I'll go into every last detail. Anyway, because this is going to be long enough anyway, and people are going to, you know, either speed me up to 10 speed or tune me out or something. I should listen to myself at 10 speed sometimes. It might make a bit more sense. Anyway, so as I say, Team B, Johannes and myself are working on a solution to this. The difficulty that I have is that my only drive unit here is on a bench. It's not in a vehicle. I would have some options to get around that. I could do a crash program with Dave over a couple of days to get this in as a vehicle, be it quite crudely, but sufficient to get a vehicle driving. I would have options over in the UK with some vehicles too that might be able to get on the road in a similar amount of time. Or the third option for me is that I would travel to Team B and work with them on their vehicle, which would probably be the best solution, aside from the fact that with the heart surgery stuff, I'm not allowed to go on air travel. Now the good news is I'm back into the hospital for a checkup early next week, so I'm going to raise that question with them, and if they're happy enough with my progress so far, I might be able to travel to Team B. I haven't even mentioned this to Team B, so if they are watching this, it'll probably be the first. I didn't want to say it to them because, again, it's dependent upon medical advice, and I kind of have to put that first, as you know, painful as it may be. So that's it, guys. Now, I have not, I have not pulled down these boards from my little web shop or anything as yet, because as I sit here now, although I'm quite upset by the whole thing, I am fairly confident that within a week we will have a fix for this. If we don't have a fix for this, well then yeah, I am going to have to start. I'm going to have to pull the boards off the website. I'm going to have to start contacting customers and coming to a arrangement with them. Now that, I'm going to be very blunt, has the ability to completely crucify me. There's no point in me sitting here and making up things. That's just how it stands. And again, not blaming Team A, not blaming anyone apart from the guy sitting here. Now, again, I'm very tempted to get into some of the technical stuff, but I won't, because it's just going to expand this thing out into a crazy talking shop as if it's not already. So I'm going to wrap this up. The main purpose is, as I say, I wanted to get the information out there. I want to let the community know what's going on. Particularly want to let customers know what's going on. Now, one thing I will say is, and it's not, again, I'm not trying to hide behind this, but it's just a fact, is that, as I said earlier, Team A and Team B are involved in motorsport, and they're kind of pushing, power, right? So, but again, because I haven't had one of these small drive units in a vehicle under my own control that I could test, as I have the large drive unit. It's just unfortunate that it should fall out this way. I know there's probably a few people out there now that'll be delighted by this, so, well, as the saying goes, guys, every dog has its day, so I'll have mine. That's it. I'll wrap it up. As I said, once we get deeper into the solution to this, and rest assured there is going to be a solution, I will make a technical video, and that's when everyone can say, Damien, you're doing it wrong. So look forward to that one, guys. Alright, I will leave you there. I usually say don't forget to like, share and subscribe, but in this case I would say don't forget to dislike, unshare and unsubscribe. And we will see you in the next video. Don't whatever and this is where again I would usually say check links in the description to my Patreon and PayPal if you want to financially support me. Well, I seriously doubt you're going to want to do that, so I won't. Also, there'll be a link in the description to my GitHub where you can download circuit diagrams that will blow up your drive unit. Woohoo! Oh Jesus. Anyway, so until next time, happy not blowing things up.